Hi everyone!
Like
Welcome
this.
to our
You guys,
Hangout.
hey.
Hi everyone, welcome to our Hangout. Um, I'm so glad you guys joined us. This is so exciting getting to hear from all these leaders as the
As
days
the
come with our very anticipated limelight. Susie, I think you need to turn off one of your volumes.
Susie, I think you need to
Yes, I am. I did.
turn on science.
Oh, well, maybe I did.
Well, maybe I did.
Hang on. Sorry. I think I got it now. I found out how to sound. Hi.
Yay. Okay,
Sorry.
so we have some amazing leaders on with us today.
Not me. My phone's turned off.
Okay. Good. We're okay. Anyways,
Hey.
I'm Claudia Vasquez, Double Diamond, Las Vegas with It Works Global. Everyone introduce yourselves one by one, please.
Hi, I'm Carissa, Double Diamond from New Jersey. Hello.
Hi, I'm Susie. Are we taking turns? I'm Susie Real from Nashville, Tennessee, Presidential Diamond.
Hey guys, Nikki Boyles, Double Diamond, Florida.
Lauren.
I'm Raymond Diamond from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hi, Lauren.
I guess it's me. Sorry, I thought you were supposed to introduce. Anyway, Susan Wade, Presidential Diamond from Mount Juliet, Tennessee.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And yes, I am going to introduce you guys when you guys are up for talk, which I'm excited to hear. I'm excited to hear from each one of you. So let's start with Susie Real. We were just kind of wondering, again, this is all to be anticipating towards our conference next week, which I'm excited. A week from today, I will be in Orlando. How awesome is that?
I'm excited about being in Orlando a week from today as well. And I tell y'all just have no idea how lucky you are, because the first two conferences that I went to, we went to Grand Rapids, Michigan. And we went and stayed at the big Grand Plaza Hotel there, and there was all of about 300 to 400 people there, and that was it. Okay? So, you know, when y'all go and you see all these thousands and thousands of people, you're going to think, wow, this has really grown. So, but I'll tell you, I loved conference. I love conference. It's the most amazing time. It's when you guys really see the heart of the company. So, you know, I am a newbie to this whole thing. Am I supposed to be clicking on something? I think I'm supposed to be. No, okay, I can see me now. Hi. So, like I said, learning Google Hangout. Y'all like my tree? My name's C. Been working on my video here earlier. So anyway, welcome to my game room. So, but yeah, conference is life changing. It's when you finally get to actually really hear and feel the heart of the company, and you just know that you're in the right place. And when you see that many people, and it will be amazing. It'll be, oh my gosh, amazing. You're going to be able to actually just, you know, really feel the excitement in the room. And, you know, conference is where this business goes from your head to your heart. And then when that happens, there's just no way you can go anywhere but up, up, up. So, love conference. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you so much, Susie. Now, what year was it that you went to your first conference?
First conference in 2009.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
I think Melody talked about that yesterday, right? That it was a really small event.
Yeah, 300 to 400 people. We actually rode there on a, it was 20 something women and Blair in a bus, and we rode all the way from Nashville, Tennessee to Grand Rapids, Michigan, watching movies all the way, and it was awesome. It really was awesome. I know Tina Hatcliffe tells the story a lot of times that Bubba was supposed to go and he backed out, and that was when she actually went triple diamond, was that weekend. So pretty cool. Very cool story.
That.
Well,
Oh,
what I brought away from that, I just have to tell you that Mel met a bunch of her diamonds, and she had no idea who they were at that conference. And I saw, wow, this thing just really can get out of control. Businesses can be built, and all these people go diamond, and you never even met them, you know. And I thought that was so awesome then. And guys, it's happening now, and it's a really cool feeling. I know Susan feels that way too.
yeah, I want to ask a question for you, Susie, and I'm going to ask Susan the same thing so she gets a chance to kind of think of it. But I know anytime we go to an event, whether it's boot camp, green carpet, one team, one mission, especially conference, because it's just so intense, but we always take away some tidbits. So we all know, the ones of us that have been with It Works before at this time of year, this is what we call our busy season. And the first 6 months, a lot can happen. So what is your tip for the busy season? Because we all know you have to do something in order to grow, but what kind of advice can you give?
Well, what I suggest is you just get to work and you start talking to everybody. And I know that you probably have a lot of leads. If you've done events, you've got leads you can go back to. If you've got people on your phone, you can go back through. You can text them, because even though these people, or even private message them on Facebook or Instagram even, because even though they may not have been interested before, this time of year changes people's minds. It really does. And like I heard somewhere sometime, I'm going to keep talking to people until they tell me no. So as long as they've not said, no, leave me the heck alone, it's still time to go see them and talk to them. So just go back to every lead that you've ever had before and say, hey, it's Susie, and I just wanted to follow up with you because I know this time of year with all the resolutions and people wanting to get ready for going to the beach and spring break, that there's a lot of people that are excited about using It Works products. So I just wanted to remind you about our products and see, if you're ready to get wrapped. So just follow up, and get out there and pass out those blitz cards and talk to everybody that you know, and a lot of people that you don't.
Now, Carissa, go ahead.
Okay, question. What advice would you give to someone? Of course, they're coming straight out of conference. But what advice would you give to someone that it's hard for them to actually get distributed? What would you say to that person?
Well, you're talking to somebody right here that was like that. I really was. When I first got started, I could sell anybody. I mean, I'm got a background in sales, so I actually did have a hard time getting people to sign up with me as a distributor. Okay, surprise, surprise, surprise. The crazy thing is, sometimes you're the person that needs to change. So a lot of times, if you're having a hard time getting distributors, then you need to read a book. You need to listen to, you need to listen to some of the stuff that we've got in our back office with the encouragement and that kind of thing. You need to think into, look into yourself and see, is it me that people are not attracted to? And the thing that conference is going to do for you is it's going to absolutely give you the excitement that people want to follow. So take advantage of the fact that you're going to come out of a conference and you're going to be so excited, and the people that before wouldn't talk to you, now they're going to absolutely be going, what's going on? Oh my gosh, she's changed. What's different about her? She's so excited. Wow, that crazy rap thing must be a really great business if she's really excited about it. Right? I'm looking at all these little faces down here in the corner. So like I said, newbie, Google Hangouts. Y'all already know I really suck at Google Hangouts. I proved that last night. Oh.
You actually did great, Susie, yesterday until your phone died.
Well, honestly, it died at the most opportune moment. I mean, Susan was fixing to tell all her secrets, and it's a good thing we kept her from it. No, it was good. We had gotten to the end, so it worked out well.
Sorry for that interruption. I had a little one coming in. Thank you so much, Susie, for taking some time and sharing with us. I'm sure we're not done with you yet, but I wanted to take a second to give the honor of introducing Susan Wade, who has become such a dear friend of mine in the business. And I want her to kind of share her story about conference and her journey so far, and then we're going to kind of drill her with some questions too. You'll have to unmute, Susan.
Unmute. Okay, can y'all see me? Okay. Okay, so I actually did not go to my first conference. I think in January I was actually an executive, so I was in my second month, and I just thought I knew it all, to be honest, and I thought that I didn't need to go to conference, and a lot of that was kind of coming from my husband. He's been in network marketing before, so he kept telling me, you know, this is just a lot of fluff. They're just going to have you go there and just build you up, and you're going to leave and nothing's going to happen. And so I had a newborn baby, and I made all the excuses in the world. And I didn't go. And I'll never forget, I went to a lunch, and Nikki, you were there, and you had just come back from conference, and I think you were an executive as well. And I just remember you standing up in the front, like crying, and like tears were running down your face, and you were just talking about how conference is going to change your business, and every single person that stood up there said the same thing. And I'll never forget just telling myself, okay, like obviously conference is big, and something is amazing. And so I started going to the mini events that year, which we had boot camps at the time. And I will just say, like, events in general for that year just pushed me even harder. In March, I ended up going double diamond, so I went from ruby to double diamond in 1 month, and 2 months later went triple diamond, and 2 months after that went presidential diamond. And then I went to my first official conference this past January, so 2014, and I'll never forget, he announced, you know, the big good bonuses, and my husband wasn't there with me, he was watching the kids. And he was all in at this point, and I called him and I said, we have a choice to make. We can either get me to ambassador and make it all about me, or we can spend the next year getting you to presidential and getting 2 paychecks. And we made that decision. We rocked it. I mean, conference like put me in overdrive to where January I left conference, my husband was a diamond, February went double diamond, March went triple diamond, and in May went presidential diamond. So in 5 months we got him from diamond to presidential, and got every single one of those good bonuses. And you know, I could probably be sitting here as an ambassador right now, but to me it was so worth it, and we worked as a team, and we had a blast, and conference really did just give me the tools to know how to focus, and just to run with it. Hang on 1 second. Sweetie, no ma'am. Mommy's on the phone. I have the door locked right now. Anyways.
So, Susan, let me ask you this, because we all hear that I'm going to come home and I did this and I did this and I did this and I did this, and we hear of these like success stories of going diamond to presidential, or like for me, I went in as an executive and came home as a distributor. Somebody sent their kit back, but in 4 months I went diamond. So for people who are brand new, it's so hard to fathom that, because they look at you like you did all that work, and it wasn't you at all, it was a team effort. So give a team building tool for, I guess, inspiring your people, or what they did to get to work.
I think when the focus is taken off of you and put onto your team, and knowing what their goals are, and you really have to evaluate your team coming back from conference. You have to see who all is 100% in, and who's ready to run with it, and that's who I chose as like my runners. And those were the people I was on the phone with. That was the people that I Facebook messaged all day long, and we just worked as a team. And it wasn't just about me and me getting customers and me getting distributors and placing them everywhere. It wasn't about that. It was about, okay, I know that this girl's going to be my triple diamond. How can we get her to triple diamond? You know, this girl's going to be my double. And a lot of, I'll be honest, for me, what really changed the game is my husband and I had to have a sit-down talk about what my goals were, what his goals were, and how, as a couple, we were going to do this together. And a lot of people don't have both of the spouses at home. Like, I'm blessed now with this business to have that. So if you do have a husband that's working, like, you still need to sit down and say, okay, on these days, these are the days I need to have for wrap parties. These are the days you need to help me watch the kids. And you need to set those expectations, because this, coming out of conference, if you really want to promote, you need to get to work. And it's going to take maybe only getting 4 to 5 hours of sleep some nights. I know some leaders that didn't even sleep. I honestly have to get sleep to function. So I did most of my work really, really late at night. And right now, I have 2 babies. I have a 7-month-old and a 2-year-old. And so my husband and I take shifts, and he knows, okay, if my wife's up at 3 a.m. working on Instagram or Facebook, he's getting up with the baby and feeding her the bottle. And so you just have to talk it out with your spouse, so they don't start resenting you and you resenting them. My husband and I have gone through certain arguments because we weren't communicating what our needs were in this business. And even if your spouse is not involved yet with It Works, they can still be involved by taking care of the kids or doing the dishes for you when you're on the computer or you're doing a wrap party. So that was huge for changing my business. And of course, the number one tip is just to get over yourself and not care about what people think. And coming out of conference, that was my goal for the whole year. And even though I still struggle with it, and struggle with what my own downline thinks of me and what my sideline thinks of me, it's something I'm gradually getting better at. And like you guys mentioned, reading books and working on personal development is huge in this business. You can't get anywhere if you don't admit that you sometimes can mess up and that you're not going to be the best leader all the time. And so you always have to be working on you.
Yes, definitely. I love that. I have a question for you in reference to you being a mommy, of course, of 2 small kids. How do you handle the business as far as being a mom of, the 2 small children, and even you were also a pregnant mom while with the business as well. So how did you continue with building your business with, having the 2 kids, and some people, using their why as to why they don't succeed with the business. So how did you get this done?
Well, it all comes down to, is your why good enough? I mean, like, I could have easily said, okay, I'm pregnant, I'm tired, I'm not going to work this business. Because coming out of conference, I was 20 weeks pregnant. And I worked up until the day she was born. I was even working in the hospital. And by work, I mean, like, talking to the nurses. Like, it wasn't real stressful work, but I was still building my business. And so I would just, don't make excuses. When I look at my 2 little girls, I know that they are worth me doing this. I'm not going to use them as an excuse not to do this, because what you're doing in this business right now, it's going to benefit their future and even their children's future. We're setting up a legacy for them. And in my childhood, we had struggles, divorce. My mom almost lost the house going through the divorce. I've been in those situations where money was a huge issue, and even, the first year of marriage. And so I don't want my children having to go through that. And so if I focus on that and focus on, okay, why am I doing this? And even today as a presidential diamond, I have to redream. I have to tell, what are my dreams and what are my goals for my kids. And that's what gets me waking up every single morning. And then, of course, like I mentioned, the focus has to come off of you and go towards your team, and you need to communicate with them and find out what their goals are, because I always say, their dreams are my dreams, and you will see the more you're in this business that your teammates and seeing their dreams come true is one of the best feelings ever. So being a mommy, you just gotta do it. I mean, there's no real secret. I've been on the phone and had poop on my hands, and I've got a 2-year-old crying and pulling on my leg. I mean, it's gonna happen. And you just got to do it, and just, make no excuses.
Awesome, awesome. I love that. Okay, so I have a question for both of you guys, if you just want to take turns answering. Going in, like last year, for example, for me, It was my second conference, but I didn't have anyone from my team come with me. I'm so excited that this year that is not the case, and I have lots of people from my team going, yay, for my first time. But for someone that has, a pretty big team, or even just a few people, and they're just getting started, and they're going to conference, how can they come back, and what tips would you recommend for them to come back? And I know that it is kind of easy, but in a tangible way, how can they come back and bring all the excitement that we feel when we're at conference? You know how it's so like in the air, and it's so tangible there. How can they come back and bring that to the people that didn't go and excite them and help push them on for a 90-day run, or our busy season? How can they bring conference back to them? What are some steps that maybe or tips they could do?
Do you want me to go ahead, and then that way, Susie, you can close the question? Okay.
Yeah.
Something for me, when I came back from the conference in 2014, I made it a mission to, while I was there, I posted pictures constantly, posted videos. We had a team page. I didn't care if it got annoying. People probably got annoyed with everybody being like, oh my God, I'm so excited, we're having so much fun. I didn't care, because what it did is it pumped people up. And I remember I had people write on there, I'm so sad I'm missing this. Oh my gosh, I'm not missing the next one. And so the more that people did that, it like amped it up for 2015. We were already talking about Conference 2015 in January of last year. And the whole year I just spent, saying, we've got conference coming up, are y'all excited? And, we just kept talking about it. We didn't let it die down. And so I would say, if you're going into 2015 conference, create maybe a conference page for your team. And say, for those of you who can't be at conference but would like to be there, please join this group. Or you don't even have to create a team page. You can just use your own and just constantly post videos, post pictures, make it look fun, because guess what? It's so much fun. I mean, you don't even have to fake it. But they're going to see that, and it's going to just make them even more excited. And one thing I will say is, if you have somebody that's super bummed for not going to conference this year because of financial reasons, I had someone last year that made a promise. She said for every month of the year, she was going to take a certain amount of money and put it aside for Conference 2015. And she's going to be there this year, and I'm so proud of her. And so really just communicate with your team, and don't lose that excitement, because once the end of the summer comes, some people are getting prepped for school and holidays. You just got to keep talking about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. I love that idea too about saving. That's really good. Okay, Susie, what do you have? What are some ideas or tips that you can give to people?
Well, a lot of you guys are doing it now. You've started already. You're already talking about conference. You're already promoting, we're so excited that we're going to be there. Oh my gosh, what am I going to wear? I've got so many people that are like, oh my gosh, I wanted to be, oh my gosh, I'm not at conference. I just hate I'm not. But you're building it up. You're building it up. You're building it up. You're building it up. And what's going to happen is, yes, you're going to go back and you're going to take all the information that you've learned from conference at the time. I mean, I remember every year I'll sit there and I've got my little notes app on my phone, and I'll take notes, and then I'll post it in our team page, and then I'll, take pictures, I'll take videos, make sure that, they feel like they're part of it. And, works is really helpful that way, because last year they did a live feed, and a lot of people could see what was going on. I know it didn't work out so good in my favor, because I think they saw me on the front row, and I didn't look that very good. It looked very good. Thank you.
I was literally like this the whole time.
And everybody's
You
going,
always look good.
yeah. And everybody's going, I saw her like 13 times. I'm like, oh my God, we just rushed in. I didn't get ready. But anyway, it was okay. It was really cool. And but you really, guys, you have to start now. Don't wait. Start now, getting everybody excited about what's going to be coming with conference, and you're doing a great job of it. I see a lot of you guys out there, really promoting it, and that's wonderful. And then when you do come back, people are going to see it all over you. I mean, you're going to just bathe yourself in It Works excitement. When you come back and you've got all this great new promotions that we're going to have, new products that we're going to have, they're going to be, oh my gosh, excited. They're not going to have anywhere near the excitement you do, but they're going to be jealous. And like Susan said, that jealousy is going to turn into, I'm going to be there next time. Definitely not let this get away from me again. Look what had happened to you. Look what it did for you. My God, I'm going to be there this time, So it's really, really cool. And I know last year we had, I've got a picture with my team, and I think I had about 28 people there with, on that page, in that picture. And this year it's going to be well over 100. So I'm very excited about that.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, I do know one thing that Melody does whenever she gets back is she does hold a, conference meeting. It's like a post-conference meeting, or anytime we have a green carpet or whatnot. So that is a pretty good thing too. I know, we always do that, and that helps because not only do we take back our excitement, and we're also pumped up. Usually we have it the Monday or Tuesday after we get back, but we also can teach everybody the things that we learn too. So that's a pretty good little tip I wanted to throw in there. If anybody, when you come back, hold a little meeting, and bring back the excitement and the information and the tips. I usually try to take notes and then forward that to I copy and paste it to my team's group, and I just post it, and then they have all the notes that I've taken and can kind of, try to make them somewhat legible. But yeah, that's a good tip too I wanted to throw in there.
I have a question for both of you, Susie and Susan. I personally, my first conference was in 2013, and I know that I learned a lot by just walking up to people and asking them questions. Are you guys open to having people that don't know you personally come up to you and ask you questions? Because through all these Hangouts, it feels like we know each other, but I know a lot of people don't actually have had the pleasure of meeting Susan or Susie or Melody. And are you guys open for people to come up to you and greet you and ask you questions?
Well, I hope we get a hug too. Definitely a hug for sure, and absolutely. I mean, I'd be honored. I mean, that's one of our goals, is to be able to help as many people as we can. I know Susan feels that way too.
Yeah, just don't cry on me. Like,
yeah.
I've had girls come up to me and cry like I'm some celebrity or something, and I just look at them. I'm like, no. And 2 girls actually didn't recognize me in the elevator one time because I was in my pajama pants and no makeup, and they were like, I said, okay, nice meeting you. By the way, I'm Susan Wade, and they're like, you're Susan, you're the Susan Wade, and they didn't even recognize me. That was embarrassing. But no, I love when people can come up and just be you, and I'm me, and we hug, and you can ask me questions as long as I'm not running late somewhere. That's the only time I'm going to be in a rush. I may not be able to sit and have a 30-minute chat with you. But other than that, I love it. And I'll probably be downstairs. Well, we're staying at the condos this year, but if you find me, I'll probably be up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I probably won't be sleeping. So I won't have the kids with me this time, so I'm so excited.
Be fun.
Awesome. Well, I want to personally say thank you to both of you guys for joining us and sharing your awesomeness with us. And I personally can't wait to hug both of you guys. And of course, Nikki and Chris and Lauren, I'm super stoked. I am counting down. I think I'm going to start packing tonight just for the heck of it.
I packed.
Oh,
not all.
Mom, I just said that. I said, Mom, you need to go ahead and start packing now because you're never going to be ready.
Oh.
Your mom needed to start packing yesterday.
Yeah, last year. Last year after she left, she should have just kept that bag.
Sent it all in the bag. That's what I've done. Everything's laid out on my floor because I have to organize all my jewelry, my bling.
Of course.
Bling, gotta have the bling.
That's important. Black, green, and bling, baby. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
And
all
white.
Right, well, thank you guys so much.
That white.
Thank you so much for having me on. Y'all are awesome.
Thank you guys. We love you so much, and we really appreciate this.
Thank
I've learned
you.
a lot. I've
I
learned
wanted
a
to
lot
say-
just listening.
I wanted to say one really quick thing before we close up, if I can. Would that be okay?
Absolutely.
All right. What I wanted to say to you guys is, Susan's a rock star, and I am so incredibly proud of her because, it's like my husband Jeff has always said, when you find somebody, that, like for instance, myself, if you were to come up to me and you were to say to me, let's run a race, let's run a 10K or whatever, I don't know about racing, but anyway. And I would say, well, I can, but it's probably going to take me probably about 2 or 3 years of, practicing and getting myself together because I don't run and I have a new knee and, it's just some people it takes a lot longer, But then you're going to find that rock star like Susan that is prepared. She's ready. When you tell her, let's run this race, honey, she's ready to run that race, right? And there's people out there like her. But there's also people out there like me. And, it may have taken me a while. I started in 2009, but I didn't really, really get started until 2011. But I made the decision. It was when I made the decision that I was going to build this business that I started building this business. It wasn't when I signed up. It's when I made the decision. So, that's very important for your team to know that, like me, like I said, when I first got signed up, I didn't deal with women. My job had always been dealing with men my whole life as far as sales. So I could sell stuff. I was good at sales, but I wasn't good at interacting, talking to people. So I'm that person that I was talking about a while ago that had to study, that had to learn, that had to, really work on me before I could be successful helping others. So just remember that there's some people that's going to take a little longer, but they're still worth it. I mean, even though it took me 2 years to finally get to diamond, then it took me just not very long to get to double diamond. Then the following March, it was in June of 2011 that I went diamond. It was in September of 2011 that I went double, and then I didn't go triple until the following March, and then I didn't go presidential for another year. So even though it took me 4 years to get to presidential, I'm still there, and I'm still making really amazing money. So just think about this. It may take you a little longer, but that's okay. It's okay. Just don't quit, don't give up, and keep working. And, if one thing doesn't work for you, then you need to find another. There's so many ways that you can build this business. If you're not an amazing rock star in social media like Susan, you can get out there and you can talk to people. You can go to salons and spas. You can just, get out there and write people one-on-one. There's ways that you can make this business work for you if you get in, don't quit, and get to work, right? Yeah. And I love you guys, and I want you all to be super, super successful, and I pray for all of you to be amazing. And I love you.
Love you.
We love you. I'd take you any day. Don't worry.
Thank you so much for that, Susie. That was amazing. Because we like rock stars like Susan, but we also like the ones that take a little longer. That's okay.
Yep.
That's okay. I'm still here, though. Hey, I will survive, right? Y'all saw my video, right? I will survive.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, and we can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. I don't think we have decided who's going to be our guest for tomorrow yet, but I'm excited. Stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.